Oh, your name is,
Harold C. Smith,
and your branch of service was?
U.S. Army.
And your date of service?
I started out with the National Guard, Company B, 165th Infantry, 27th Division. I enlisted the that organization May 14, 1940. And I was discharged from that same outfit on August 25th, 1945.
From 40 to 45, okay. And you were born, where?
Staten, Maryland, New York City.
And
7/3/21.
July the 3rd, 1921. And your pre-war education was?
I graduated from Port Richmond High School June 1939.
Good. And your occupation that you were doing before you enlisted?
I worked for Western Union for 25 cents an hour in Manhattan.
So you were already in the military when the Pearl Harbor broke out?
Yes.
And how did you officially hear about Pearl Harbor?
I was we were federalized October 15, 1940, and I was in Alabama when December 7th. And I felt like anyone else when I heard about it. It would go to war, that's all.
Yeah, started things going. And what was your specific training while you in the military?
Well, when we were down Fort McClellan, we were trained for combat before the war. We marched all over the cotton field area in Alabama. We went on maneuvers in Tennessee, and after that in Louisiana and Arkansas. And our home base was Fort McClellan, Alabama. We got our first group of draftees while in Alabama. And when war was declared, we shipped out. We were the first troops to hit California a couple of weeks after Pearl Harbor. And we were on guard duty on the shores of California. We were near El Segundo, California. We guarded the oil refineries, gasoline tanks, the piers, and the shores of California.
And then from there you shipped out to where?
On March 8th, we went to San Francisco and left for Hawaii, arrived at Lihue, Hawaii, Kauai, the Garden Island, on March 16, 1941. And started putting up barbed wire all around Hawaii, the Garden Island. We manned positions on the beaches there.
How many people were in your unit?
It was a regiment, our infantry regiment plus some artillery. We were there during the Battle of Midway. We assumed all, if the Japs had won the Battle of Midway, we would have been the next online. to get in combat. But the Navy and Air Force won at Midway, so after 7 or 8 months we went to Wahoo to train for combat in the Pacific. And we took in more draftees and we trained them and got ready for our first combat, which was the Gilbert Islands, Makin Island. The Marines landed on Chihuahua, and the Regiment, the 165th Infantry, landed on, hit the beach on Makin Island in November 1943. The battle lasted 3 days on Makin Island. Then we got shipped back to Hawaii, where we took more amphibious training, and we left Wahoo.
Okay, stop. Okay. So, what we saying now about Saipan?
We disembarked to the Higgins boat the night of the 16th, but we didn't land. We were there out in the dark till we landed on the 17th on the beach. And our boats landed on the wrong beach where the Marines had landed. And we had to go to the right. And by dawn, we were moving out to combat towards Ashley Airfield. On the way there, a mortar round landed nearby, and I got wounded in the leg by shrapnel.
That was your first Purple Heart?
Yeah. Then I was told to go to the shore. I went to the shore, and it took me out to the hospital ship, and the doctor looked at it and sent me back to combat. And then I rejoined my outfit. That was on the 17th of June. And we were advancing towards, in combat we moved out, and the 23rd we were hitting the ground because of machine gun fire and mortar fire. I got wounded again with shrapnel, and I found my way to the medics, where I had combat fatigue problems, and they sent me to the aid station, and I was there for 2 days when my brother walked in. His ship was anchored off the island, and somehow or another he found me.
Wow, what was his name? Phil Smith?
Philip.
Philip Smith?
Yeah.
What was he? In the Navy?
The U.S. Navy.
What ship was he on?
ARB-3.
That must have been exciting.
USS Theon. PH.
Totally unexpected.
So I went out to the ship, and the doctor looked at me and changed the bandages, and then they asked me to, I better not put that down. Stayed on the ship a while, and then they went back to my outfit. And after that, we were in combat, and my bandage wasn't changed for a long time, and when it was, the adhesive was taken off, it started to weep and get dermatitis. So I was there during the whole battle, and our regiment was relieved. We got on the ship and went to Desperado. While on the way there, my dermatitis spread all over my body. I was in the sick bay, and the heat, 100-degree heat in there made the dermatitis worse. They had to lower me over the side of the ship in a stretcher, and I was in the hospital in San Desperado for 6 weeks. Then we were getting ready to go to Okinawa, and Easter Sunday we landed in Okinawa, I think it was April 15th. I think it was T+1 or 2. And there was no combat till we went up to the front lines. And I was there till the end of, till our unit was released from battle. And I still had the dermatitis on one finger, and first they sent me to the medics. They took my hand, and before you know it, it was spread all over again, dermatitis. And they put me on a plane to Guam. I was in the hospital there for 10 days or so. They put me on a hospital ship to California. I was in a hospital in California. Then a hospital train to camp up in Long Island. By that time, the war was over. Went to Fort Dix and got a discharge August 25th, 45. 3 years and 3 months without a furlough.
That's a long time.
3 Christmases.
So you kept it, how'd you keep in touch with everybody back home?
V-mail.
V-mail?
Yeah.
How'd that work?
You don't know. It was, you wrote on one sheet, you folded it and handed it in, and they sent it out, I guess by teletype or something. One piece of paper.
So you had a lot of experience, exposure to medical care during World War II. What was your thoughts about your medical care?
Pretty good.
So you found out about V-Day during your hospital stay, and then when did you go home?
August 25th.
And you,
I went home when I was in camp up, and I got a pass to go to Staten Island. I didn't have anyone meet me, I just went home by bus by myself.
and then you, what kind of occupation did you, once you got out of the Army, what you do then?
I got a temporary job at the post office sorting mail.
To the point that you actually did what? You stayed?
Like what?
And how long did you stay with the post office?
Till 1968 or 69.
And do you now belong to any veterans organizations? Are you active with, and what was your history?
Well, I most active with the VFW and the DAV. Was commander, started off as junior vice commander for 2 years, and then senior vice commander for 2 years. Then commander for 2 years, 1989 and 90. And got a few service awards for that. And the DAV, I worked with them on their, both of them I was on their committee, the ritual team committee.
Rituals?
Ritual.
Uh-huh.
We went to funerals and took part in all ceremonies for veterans.
So it sounds like you have a strong personal commitment to,
We marched in Veterans Day Parade, Memorial Day Parade, and St. Patrick's Day Parade with the Fighting 69th. Otherwise, 165th Infantry.
so you have a strong patriotic commitment to your country.
No, hanging out with fellow veterans, that did it.
And then you attended reunions with up there with the 69th?
Yes.
What was that? What was the reunion for?
The Veterans Corps. They had monthly meetings, and I served on the board of directors. And they had veterans from all over the country who were drafted and served in the 165th Infantry. Practically every state in the Union was represented in the 165th Infantry because of the draft. From Alaska to Hawaii to Florida, we had every state represented.
The 165th also goes way back in history, doesn't it?
It was in the Rainbow Division during World War I. And before that, it was in the war, Mexican War. It was during the Mexican War. And famous people like in World War I, they had John MacArthur who served with a top honcho in that division too.
So any final words you'd like to say or information you'd like to leave about your experiences or your unusual duties or things that you experienced? Memorable?
I'm just lucky to have gotten out alive. I survived it, and that makes me great to be alive.
And how old are you now?
88.
Good job. Okay. If you're complete, I'm complete. Okay. So, what we saying now about Saipan?
We disembarked to the Higgins boat the night of the 16th, but we didn't land. We were there out in the dark till we landed on the 17th on the beach. And our boats landed on the wrong beach where the Marines had landed. And we had to go to the right. And by dawn, we were moving out to combat towards Ashley Airfield. On the way there, a mortar round landed nearby, and I got wounded in the leg by shrapnel.
That was your first Purple Heart?
Yeah. Then I was told to go to the shore. I went to the shore, and they took me out to the hospital ship, and the doctor looked at it and sent me back to combat. And then I rejoined my outfit. That was on the 17th of June. Then we were advancing towards, in combat we moved out, and the 23rd we were hitting the ground because of machine gun fire and mortar fire. I got wounded again with shrapnel, and I found my way to the medics where I had combat fatigue problems, and they sent me to the aid station, and I was there for 2 days when my brother walked in. His ship was anchored off the island, and somehow or another he found me.
Wow, what was his name? Phil Smith?
Philip.
Philip Smith?
Yeah.
What was he? In the Navy?
The U.S. Navy.
What ship was he on?
ARB-3.
That must have been exciting.
USS Theon. PH.
Totally unexpected.
So I went out to the ship, and the doctor looked at me and changed the bandages, and then they asked me to I better not put that down. Stayed on the ship a while, and then I went back to my outfit. And after that, we were in combat. And my bandage wasn't changed for a long time, and when it was, the adhesive was taken off, it started to weep and get dermatitis. So I was there during the whole battle, and our regiment was relieved. We got on the ship and went to Desperado. While on the way there, my dermatitis spread all over my body. I was in the sick bay, and the heat, 100-degree heat in there made the dermatitis worse. They had to lower me over the side of the ship in a stretcher. And I was in the hospital in San Desperado for 6 weeks. Then we were getting ready to go to Okinawa. And Easter Sunday, we landed in Okinawa, April 15th. I think it was T+1 or 2. And there was no combat till we went up to the front lines. And I was there till the end of, till our unit was released from battle. And I still had the dermatitis on one finger. And first they sent me to the medics. They took my hand, and before you know it, it was spread all over again, dermatitis. And they put me on a plane to go on. I was in the hospital there for 10 days or so. They put me on a hospital ship to California. I was in a hospital in California. Then a hospital train to Camp Upton, Long Island. By that time, the war was over. And went to Fort Dix and got a discharge August 25th, 45. 3 years and 3 months without a furlough.
That's a long time.
3 Christmases.
So you kept it, how'd you keep in touch with everybody back home?
V-mail.
V-mail?
Yeah.
How'd that work?
You don't know. It was, you wrote on one sheet, you folded it and handed it in. And they sent it out, I guess by teletype or something. One piece of paper.
So you had a lot of experience, exposure to medical care during World War II. What was your thoughts about your medical care?
Pretty good.
So you found out about V-Day during your hospital stay, and then when did you go home?
August 25th.
And
I went home when I was in Camp Upton. I got a pass to go to Staten. I didn't have anyone meet me. I just went home by bus by myself.
And then you, what kind of occupation did you, once you got out of the Army, what did you do then?
I got a temporary job at the post office sorting mail.
To the point that you actually did what? You stayed?
Like what?
And how long did you stay with the post office?
Till 1968 or 69.
And do you now belong to any veterans organizations? Are you active with, and what was your history?
Well, I most active with the VFW and the DAV. Was commander, started off as junior vice commander for 2 years, and then senior vice commander for 2 years. Then commander for 2 years, 1989 and 90. And got a few service awards for that. And the DAV, I worked with them on their, both of them I was on their committee, the ritual team committee.
Rituals?
Ritual.
Uh-huh.
We went to funerals and took part in all ceremonies for veterans.
So it sounds like you have a strong personal commitment to,
We marched in Veterans Day Parade, Memorial Day Parade, and St. Patrick's Day Parade with the Fighting 69. Otherwise, 165th Infantry.
so you have a strong patriotic commitment to your country.
No, hanging out with fellow veterans, that did it.
And then you attended reunions with up there with the 69th?
Yes.
What was that? What was the reunion for?
The Veterans Corps. They had monthly meetings, and I served on the board of directors. And they had veterans from all over the country who were drafted and served in the 165th Infantry. Practically every state in the Union was represented in the 165th Infantry because of the draft. From Alaska to Hawaii to Florida, we had every state represented.
The 165th also goes way back in history, doesn't it?
It was in the Rainbow Division during World War I. And before that, it was in the war, Mexican War. It was during the Mexican War. And famous people like in World War I, General MacArthur was served with a top honcho in that division too.
So any final words you'd like to say or information you'd like to leave about your experiences or your unusual duties or things that you experienced, memorable?
I'm just lucky to have gotten out alive. I survived it, and that makes me great to be alive.
And how old are you now?
88.
Good job. Okay. If you're complete, I'm complete.